So this is Thief, Black Belt, Red Mage, Black Mage. It's got a good mix of offense and defense. It'll be a little bit reliant on getting the tail. But let's go ahead and get the show on the road. I'll go ahead and count us in. It will be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first order of business is going to be checking the weapon shop to see if we can find anything for the thief. This lack of money is irritating. We do have Harm 4, can't quite afford it. So early on, we're going to be looking for offensive spells. Oh, we have Nuke at level 1. This seat is free. At least combat-wise. That's very good. So Nuke is normally a level 8 spell, and it's the most powerful spell in the game in terms of damage. It does 100 to 400 damage to all enemies, and we have it right at the outset. So what I'm going to need to do is actually get a little bit of potion money. As well as some levels. So I'm gonna fight a couple of these groups. I don't need too many levels to get started. So what this randomizes mostly is items. But there are a couple of other things as well. Enemy scripts are shuffled, so enemies will wind up with different attack scripts than normal. Equipment's not actually going to be too terribly important for this party. I will go ahead and take Harm 4 for NAND if it's in the correct slot, which it is not. I will buy Soft, though. That'll save me a lot of gold. Nuke for the Red Mage as well. And that's really the only level 1 spell I'm going to need. So we'll see what's at the item shop. Hopefully some camping equipment. No heal potions, that's going to be brutal. I have no healing whatsoever right now, so I think what I'm actually going to do is grind up a few more levels than I normally do at the start of the game. Just because there's no healing whatsoever available. There's also no camping equipment, so I'm actually going to run from a lot of encounters here. The Thief is very good at running from battle. Which is going to be good, because until we are able to get some healing, we are going to be escaping a lot of battles. Opal Armor is only equipable by a knight, so that Opal Armor is only really going to be useful for cash. Although it does sell for a lot of cash, so I won't have too many early game money issues. We also have had a little bit of fun with the enemy names. If Trenton ever gets in chat, he can explain exactly why they're called Roo-Roo-Roos. But I do want to get a decent amount of levels before heading elsewhere. And with Script Shuffle on, all of the enemies can have different attacks than normal. Levels are going to be particularly important for the black belt because his damage is based on his level. Alright, so that's our first objective taken care of. We do get the sailing ship right away, which is nice. That opens up a lot of locations, and the rods, so now we can complete the Earth Cave as soon as we have access to it. So with that sailing ship, I'm gonna go ahead and save at the inn, because the inn is my only way to save since there's no camping equipment at any of these locations. I'm gonna sail over to Provoca real quick and take a look at the level 2 shops, plus there's a key item there. The way the item shuffle works is all the key item locations are automatically incentivized, meaning that they're going to have an item from the incentive pool. The incentive pool consists of really good items as well as progression. And some locations, and all of this can be customized within the randomizer application itself. We'll have just a list of what locations can be incentivized. The pirates are the only enemy in the game that will have their vanilla scripts, which is just the attack script. Thankfully, since we have level 1 nuke, we can just trivialize everything. This is going to be the source of our damage for most of the seed. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. As soon as I get the airship, I'll be able to make this thief very useful. And we have heal potions, and they're cheap. I'm gonna go fill up. This is exactly the kind of shop I wanted to see. This has basically everything that I could possibly want as far as consumables goes. It has cheap heal potions. That has camping equipment that's really cheap. Like, all the shop items actually rolled really cheap. So I can't buy that many. So what the tents do is they restore my party's HP and let me save on the overworld map, which is going to be very important because I'm going to need to save outside dungeons. And if I get into a nasty encounter, I'll be able to bypass it. Just by saving frequently. Pro Capes and Pro Rings are both here. I'm gonna sell this Opal Armor, which will get me enough gold for a couple of Pro Capes, which are probably gonna go on the mages. The Black Belt actually wants no equipment, because as long as many of his stats are contingent on him having nothing equipped. So let's go ahead and check the level 2 shops, since we have spell slots for them. Oh, those are nice spells, but I want to check the white shop first. See if there's anything important, like maybe Cure 3, that works. And then I'll probably just pick up Ice 3 and Lightning 3 for both the mages. It's very important to... especially with red mages, to bear in mind that you can only equip 3 spells per spell slot. So that was a pretty productive... so with this sailing ship, we do have plenty of options. We're a little bit restricted until we find the TNT. Because we can't really get too many places. Marsh Cave is looking like it's going to be in play. I'm gonna go ahead and check Matoya's real quick. This because there is a surplus of incentive items, some of the incentivized items are going to be just in random chests. So mostly what I'm going to be prioritizing as far as groups that I choose to fight are going to be large groups because of the way the experience boost works in the randomizer. In the vanilla game itself is very, very grindy, so there's an option to include a percentage-based as well as a flat boost. For most flag sets, you'll see it anywhere between 2 and 3x. This is at 2.5. There's also an experience and gold boost for however many key items you acquire. I'll be pretty well stocked for my trip to Elfland, which is probably the next place I'm gonna go. Oh, not quite. There's a couple of treasures I can check over in the Dwarf Cave. There are 13 treasures in the Dwarf Cave in total. 11 of them are gated by the Mystic Key. And the Mystic Key is one of the items that is necessary to complete the game. Just because there's a locked door in the final dungeon. We're really looking for the canoe, and the canoe or the airship will open up the most locations. So the smaller groups, even if they're tougher enemies, I'll have a tendency to run from. These are the 2 treasures that we can check. Neither of which are terribly useful. Like that wooden armor, no one can even equip. So I'm beginning to think that this canoe is... Well, actually, we would need the canoe to even get to the desert. So I'm thinking canoe is out there. The canoe has got to be out there soon. Because we don't have a fighter, we're going to have a pretty big surplus of money. Most of our money is going to be likely spent on spells. Especially once we get higher level spell slots. Our levels are coming along pretty nicely, too. Defense could wind up being a concern with this party as well. The gloves actually provide a negligible amount of defense. I think they provide something like 1 point of defense. Which, at this point, is negligible. Yeah, weapons aren't actually that useful for this party. At least not until we get class change. Once we get class change, Asasti is going to be very, very helpful. Oh, Warp! That's a good spell. Warp is gonna be really useful, and Life too. Just all the good spells. I think I'll pick up Heal too as well. Just all the good spells early for a change. Oops, didn't actually want to leave town. Let's see what we have here. Gold bracelets are nice. Anybody can equip those. The rest of the stuff, I believe, is fighter only. Items not helpful. I don't think we have level 4. Yeah, we only have level 4 charges for the Black Mage right now. Fast will be good for the Black Belt. And we'll see what's at the White level 4. Exit, that's nice too. I think if I remember correctly, the black spells for level 3 were trash. But it's looking like the seed is telling us to just go to Marsh Cave. Oh, and pick up Warp for him as well, since I have the cash. Save real quick, and then we're gonna be headed over to Marsh Cave. That's really our only option right now. I do have to conserve my spell charges, though, because I don't have any houses yet. Now, the only way to restore spell charges outside of going to the inn is to use a house. And I haven't been back to Cornelia yet to pick up any. So you're going to see me running from a lot of combat. Alright, to Marsh Cave we go. Typically, if you have early canoe or early TNT plus ship, you want to put off coming here as long as possible, but the seed is just telling us to go here. Thankfully, because we have the warp spell, it shouldn't be a big deal. Oh, a Fade helmet, that'll be nice. So Fade is basically the holy spell. I'm actually gonna put that on the thief for right now. So what that's going to do, I'm actually going to move that into his top slot so that it's first in the menu. That's going to do a lot of damage to all enemies. So we're just getting all the busted items. Just all the busted items early in the game. So that'll make combat a non-issue. And since we have the warp spell, actually I can just cast warp again. Saves a little bit of trip back. So what warp does is it takes you back a floor. If you're on the first floor of the dungeon, it will let you leave the dungeon. Warp and exit are very, very nice spells to have, just because it saves a lot of time. And I hear saving time is a good thing. Alright, so this is the treasure trove of the Marsh Cave. There's a lot here. 3 of the chests we won't be able to open without the key. And there is an incentivized item that is likely to contain our progression. I'm a little surprised we haven't run into any enemies with just absurd scripts yet. So I've had plenty of seeds that have things like imps with Fire 3, which early in the game is a death sentence. But that means that they're going to be just in fun locations later. Hopefully not in TOFR. TOFR, the Temple of Fiends Revisited, is the final dungeon. Thankfully we have a Fade Helmet, otherwise I would be running from all of those scum. Scum have perfect physical defense, so you can't actually damage them more than 1 point with physical attacks. But just finding this Fade Helmet is such a boon. Just being able to cast Holy basically at will. It means that levels should not be an issue at all. And I do apologize in advance if this winds up putting the marathon way ahead of schedule. This is supposed to be more difficult than this, I swear. So now spell charges won't even be an issue. All of the spike tiles are shuffled as well. So normally this contains wizards, but in this case it contained gargoyles. Let's see what we have here. Aha! That's what I thought would be here. Oh, and the loot in the random chest too. Sweet. The loot is one of those things that's absolutely required to complete the game. So now that we have everything, I believe I have enough spell charges to just be able to cast Warp to get all the way out. Yes, I do. Just enough. So now that we have the canoe, we can access most of the southern continent. And the loot is required to get into the Temple of Fiends Revisited, which is the final dungeon. In the vanilla game, you get it from Princess Sarda, and you carry it throughout the entire adventure. So now that I have money, I'm probably just gonna make a pit stop in Cornelia to get houses, and then start going into dungeons. Particularly Mount Galug. Mount Galug has, I think, 40-some chests in it, and we have to go there anyway, because it's one of the 4 crystal dungeons. So we're really just an airship away from having the world at our fingertips. If you do want to play this, if you don't want to play this yourself, the website that you can go to is FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You will need a ROM of Final Fantasy I to be able to play it. I will not tell you where to get that. Google is your friend. And then you'll be able to, once you have that... Oh, that isn't the right town. That's Provoca that has houses, you moron. So you can go to the website, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, and then you can upload your Final Fantasy I ROM to the website, and then it will randomize it for you. So there's no client you need to download. It's all done. It's all done within the website. So I'm gonna pick up 20 houses here. That should be enough to last me for the entire game. I believe there is one for Dawn of Souls as well. This one is just a bit more robust. So now that we have the canoe... now that I have the canoe, I'm gonna go ahead and head for the Mount Galug and Ice Cave locations. Ice Cave is incentivized, so there is going to be an item at the bottom of it. Plus, we have exit to leave the dungeon very quickly. So we could have a very, very quick completion time on our hands. We also have one of the reasons why this works is because one of the flags that we have set is open progression. Open progression places some docks and makes some map edits that aren't normally there, just for the sake of better randomization. For instance, one of the map edits that's been made joins the two river systems on this particular continent. So this way you don't need the TNT to be able to access the ice cave. There's level 6 spells here, which I can't do too much with at the moment, but I am going to check them. Oh, geez. That's an issue. Run? Oh, yep. Those are enemies. There really wasn't a lot I could do about that. Going to the correct town helps. Yeah, that's FF Randomizer for you, Asasti. It can do that. I was kind of wondering where the first troll enemies would appear. That's also why camping equipment is really, really important. You want to save often on the world map, because you never know when you're going to run into an encounter like that. This is why script shuffle is not recommended for a new player. Let's get out of here. Enemies that appear in large groups and that can stun party members are very, very dangerous. And there's no resume from where you died with half your money gone, like in other RPGs. If you die in this game, you go back to your last save. I didn't mean to use a house there, but okay. And we have a healthy amount of spell charges now. So until we get to the late game, the black belt isn't actually going to be that useful. Sorry, Ares. Yeah, after finding that Fade Helm, Ares, you're not going to be terribly useful until the end of the game. And it really depends on what level we hit as well. Because if we don't get to a very high level, then, like, black belts are only really useful if you can get to a very high level. He'll pull his weight at the end of the game. If you can get black belts to a very high level, they can outdamage every other class in the game. I'm just picking up some extra camping equipment here. And some extra pure potions as well. Probably can't afford the spells here. None of those are terribly helpful. None of those are helpful. And none of those are helpful. There's a key item I can grab here. So which sage has my key item? One of these will have a key item. Ah, the TNT. So that will get us over to the Earth Cave, which is probably the next place I'm gonna go after I'm done with this continent. So what the TNT does is it opens up the West Channel and lets us get our ship out onto the main portion of the overworld. I'd really like an airship so that I can actually make Asasti useful besides just using the Fade Helm over and over again. So the difference between tents, cabins, and houses is just the amount of HP they restore. And the house also restores spell charges. There's not a traditional MP system like there is in RPG, like most RPGs. But instead it uses more of a D&D-esque system, where every spell level has a number of charges that you can use. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the volcano now. I think we have... Wait, why am I not just killing these guys? I'm gonna be using a house outside this dungeon anyway. Power for the endgame can be a little bit of a concern with this setup. But this, so far, has been a very easy seed. But we'll see what the dungeons look like. So the game plan for this dungeon is actually going to be to make 2 trips. Because there's a big treasure vault on the 2nd floor. We're going to clear that out. That's also another one of the improvements, is the damage tiles. The damage tiles in dungeons aren't completely seizure-tastic anymore. Because nobody likes 30 hertz flashing. Because there would be 30 hertz flashing anytime you ran over dungeon tiles. And that's one of the improvements that's been made. Ooh, that's an encounter. I'm gonna have to use spell charges on these guys. I do need to save a certain number of spell charges. And that's why I bought the soft spell. I haven't seen soft potions yet. So hopefully we won't run into too many more of those guys, because those guys are nasty. I do at this point also need to start conserving spell charges, because those nuke charges I'm going to need to use for carry. Carry is one of the 4 elemental fiends that we need to defeat to relight the orbs. Ice armor is going to be good for selling. Also, one other thing you might notice is that encounters that are unrunnable have also been shuffled. So the reason why there's such a variation in... Oh, jeez. Wow. So apparently this is what got shuffled with... Apparently this is what got shuffled out of the fire elemental spots. So we're going to be running into these guys a little bit more than I'd like. So there's the big treasure vault over there. But there are 2 checks up here. Not nuke. This is unrunnable too. These guys in the vanilla game you actually don't encounter until the Sky Castle. I am actually going to need to run back all the way to town now. Because I haven't found a store that sells soft potions yet. Oh, I do have a soft potion. I must have picked one up out of a chest somewhere and wasn't paying attention. Normally I would just be able to use the soft spell, but the person who got petrified is my person capable of casting that spell. Alright, so just a big treasure vault, and then we're gonna leave. Now, the reason why we're going along the outside of this room is there are fixed encounter tiles along the insides of these walls, and you can avoid them by going just along the outside. Oh, that katana's gonna be super nice. I think this is actually vanilla. This particular spike tile, I believe, is vanilla. That staff is not going to be very helpful. Opal Shield is good for selling. Not the greatest. Alright, let's get out of here. Get out of here, use a house to get all our MP back, and then we're going to actually make the trip all the way down to the volcanoes. Bottom. I'll get the mage's weapons eventually. Especially if I can find the cat claw somewhere. You might also be wondering why I'm walking on as many of the damage tiles as possible. Whenever you walk on a damage tile, it does not actually increment the random encounter checker. So whenever you get a random encounter, the game sets the number of steps you're allowed to take before you get another random encounter. And when you step over a damage tile, that number of steps is not decremented. Ah, that's where they went. Wizards don't give enough XP for my taste. See you later. I think red mages can equip that? They can. And now that we have all our spell charges back, this shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, an actual weapon for Nand. I mean, Ares is just gonna fight with his fists the whole time. Menus are hard, by the way. Okay, I did check everything here. Another house. Oh, fog 2. That's nice. That will give... Yeah, that's going to give Ares something to do during boss fights. At least until his damage gets high enough that it actually matters. Hi. Note, run from those guys. They have Chaos Crack. Wow. That happened. You know what? I think there were pro rings for sale in Provoca. I think I might go grab those. Yeah, I'm actually gonna run back to Provoca real quick and grab some pro rings because crack is a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. I'll need to remember that those guys have that as well, because those enemies can show up in other places too. I think they can show up in the Castle of Ordeals, which is... Actually, since I have the TNT, I could go class change. Wait, no, I can't class change. I can go to the Castle of Ordeals to get another key item. I might actually hold off on finishing Mount Galug. I kind of want to finish I kind of want to go back to Provoca and grab Roarings and then finish Ordeals. I might even hold off on finishing Mount Galug now that I know those are down there. That's nasty. I don't think I can afford 4, though. Oh, I can. Cool. I'm gonna pick up... Oh, I have to sell some stuff. Like that Opal Gauntlet can go. This Ice Armor can go. What else do I have? All this Opal gear that Ares is carrying can go. This Steel Armor can go. And then I'll just pick up Pro Rings for everybody. I'll probably pick up a Procate for, I'll probably pick up a Procate for Sasti, too. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's a wise idea. Then I'll go deliver this TNT to Narek. So that way I can get the West Channel opened up. I could even go beat Earthcape if I wanted to. There is a key item down there, too. Or an incentivized item down there, that is. I don't think going down there is the worst idea. So I think I'm just gonna head to Earth Cave now, because... Dang, them are nasty pups down in the bottom of the volcano. Like, them are nasty Rooroos. I'm a little sad I'm coming down here unable to open this up. So now I can get my airship out of the center, out of the sea. So check out Melman real quick. Melman has level 5 spell shops. It does not have an item shop though. There aren't too terribly many spells that I'm looking for at this point, but I'll at least have a look. Fire 3 is fine. I don't have the slab yet. I can check this too, see if there's maybe like a cat claw or something here. No, there's not. That's good. Wait, do I have heal potions? I have enough. I probably have enough to get through. I think I have enough heal potions to actually make it through. To make it through Earth Cave. I guess I'll just focus on just using magic to heal if possible. I wouldn't mind like a heal helmet or something either. Heal helmet would be nice. Come on, Assasty, you're supposed to go first. That's why I gave you the Fade helmet. We are still looking for quite a bit to beat the game. The big one is the floater. The seed is kind of setting itself up for the airship to not be required. But having the airship is just such a convenience. The one thing I don't like about this party is it's pretty squishy. I would really like to find Heal 3, but it seems like it's going to be on a spell slot that's prohibitively expensive to get to the point where it won't be useful in dungeons because you get so few spell charges for it. Just one more treasure vault for this floor. Hi! That's an enemy. That is something I will use spell charges on. So that thing appears in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, and it's super scary. If that's the Earth Elemental Spike Tile, that could get real bad. Like, that could get real bad. Alright, second floor there's a few treasure vaults, but not too terribly many. It's the fourth floor that's full of treasure that I'm going to need to check. Thankfully, the Pro Rings and Pro Capes give everybody enough Absorb that they won't be taking too much physical damage until we get to later dungeons, like Sea Shrine. I might even consider casting Exit, depending on how many spell charges I go through. This is a dungeon I might do in 2 trips. We'll have to see where we're at when we get to Vampire. Counter rate, please. And anytime you get a preemptive, unless the enemies are worth a lot of experience, you typically want to run. Hold shirt. Not interested. Oh, there's one more treasure vault I need to hit. It's back here. So what the hold spell does is it just inflicts paralysis on an enemy that has HP below a certain amount. Yeah, this is the Earth Elemental. This is definitely the Earth Elemental spike tile, what it's been randomized to. These things hit really, really hard, by the way, as you can see. I think their vanilla damage stat is something like 120. It's one of the highest in the game. Yeah, I'll put that on you. Yep, I need to just use magic on them. This is one of the big reasons why Ow! This is one of the biggest reasons why I was, why I wanted to do this in 2 trips. Because I'm gonna really, really burn through spell charges this way. That was a misclick. And that's all my magic, so any other healing I need to do is going to be through heal potions. Can you please get out of combat? Thank you. I think I'm actually just I'm gonna just bail now. Yeah, I'm just gonna bail now. Just get all my spell charges back. I should have enough, because I had to do a lot of wandering in the second floor. Oh, these guys have really low morale, apparently. Because these enemies shouldn't be auto-running until quite a few levels later. But apparently they rolled really low morale. Morale is a hidden enemy stat that determines how likely it is for an enemy to run away. So you can get really funny things happening, like enemies getting the first strike and then all of them fleeing. That's something that can happen when you get high enough levels. Like, this Fade Helmet is making combat nice and easy. If I didn't have this Fade Helmet, I'd actually have to be thinking about what monsters to fight. Encounter rate, please. So without the rod, this is as deep as you can go into the Earth Cave, but because we have the rod, we'll actually be able to finish this dungeon. That's my primary motivation for coming here, is that I can actually clear this in one fell swoop. Oh, hey, cockatrices are unrunnable. Wonderful. Cockatrices are the original RPG Jerkbird. Oh, hey, a ribbon. Who do I want to have that? Probably the healer. So the ribbon protects against special attacks when used in battle, so... yeah, it's very, very nice piece of equipment to have. There are 3 of those in the item pool. And one of them is in the incentivized item pool. A lot of power staves. I mean, they sell for a good amount. But we're also starting to hit the point where money isn't relevant anymore. Just because you get so much of it. And that's one of the problems with the design of the vanilla game is... the vanilla game in general, you don't have enough money early, and then in the late game you get so much money that it basically becomes useless. Like, it just throws just stacks and stacks of gold at you. With nothing to spend, nothing relevant to spend it on, really. I mean, you can fill out your spell sub screen with a bunch of not very helpful spells. So this vampire should just get eviscerated pretty quickly. Yup. And then our reward. This chest is incentivized. So this has a chance of having one of the key items. Let's see what we get. Aha! There's our floater. So now I can go get the airship. So coming here wound up being a fantastic decision. There are a few things that we're still missing to complete the game. The biggest ones are we still need the chime, or rather the slab, because we need the chime to get to the slab. Yeah, we don't have the slab. We don't have the cube. We don't have the bottle, and we don't have the key. That'll be nice. Frankly, now I kind of want a class change as soon as I get out of here. Because then that'll actually make Asasti, like, super useful. Like, Asasti's gonna be very, very useful as soon as we get the class change and he becomes a ninja. There is a lot of treasure on this floor that I need to make sure and check. I'm running a little low on nuke spell charges, and I am going to need a few, potentially, depending on how much HP Lich has. Because Lich has 400 in vanilla, but it can be randomized quite high. So this is going to be one of those cases where I'm going to have to start digging into heal potions. That's a lot of money. Like, that is a lot of money. And there should be one more treasure vault back here. On the final floor, there is no treasure. Oh, that should probably heal people now. Should be good enough for now. I might be thinking of a different floor. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of a different dungeon. Let's just go to the end. Just take down Lich and get our first orb. I do want to heal up beforehand, though, because Lich can potentially do lots and lots and lots of damage. Like I said, Lich can do lots and lots of damage. Orb! Alright, so that's the first one done. So now the very next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna go get this airship. And now our levels are getting high enough that things should just start running from us. Wait a minute, I can't get to the desert this way. I need to go around the continent. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sail all the way around the continent, but but after this we should have the airship, and then the world is gonna be basically our oyster. And then Asasti is gonna be able to cast Nuke after this too, because ninjas get access to level 1 through 4 black magic. They don't get terribly many spell charges, but they get enough. And there's our airship. So now we can wander the world without having to deal with random encounters. Is this the... Okay, that's that desert. Okay, we're not far. There's also a lot of treasure I can grab here. But the first thing we're gonna do is go get the class change. Say hi to Bahamut for me. Now, Black Belt to Master doesn't really change anything, but the Thief to a Ninja is an enormous upgrade. Oh, not yet. There's treasure back here. Oh no, this is the one that doesn't have treasure. It's the rest of the islands that do. There's something like 13 chests back here. So now that we have the airship, there's a bunch of key items that I can just fly around the world and grab. Oh, this is unrunnable. So now as Asasti levels up, he's going to gain some black magic charges. Wait, why did I run back here? I didn't check this yet. Oh, I did. It's too late at night for this. And I think this is the last one that actually has treasure. Oh yeah, now that I have his upgrade, I can actually have him equip stuff. What about armor? Some of this stuff I can toss. Like, I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Do I want to run to ordeals now? I think I'm gonna go get spells first. I could check this though. There's a shop back here that could potentially have the freestanding shop item, which it does not. I do need to restock on heal potions though, so I'm gonna go do that while I'm here. Yeah, I think I am just gonna go ahead and go to ordeals now. I could do the waterfall now too, I'm right here, but I don't have the Oxyale, or the bottle rather. Unfortunately, I do have to hoof it quite a ways. To actually make it to ordeals. This is one of the problems with the Northern Continent. Is there aren't very many places to land your airship, so you most of the time you're gonna have to park your airship someplace remote and just hike to your destination. I mean, we're still using the same thing for damage. Now, unlike in the vanilla game, this is not actually gated by crown. In the vanilla game, to get into ordeals, you need crown. Now, this teleporter maze on the second floor of the castle is randomized. Wait, I can just run from this. Oh, I'm back at the beginning, lovely. So the reason why we're coming up here is because there is a key item here. There we go. If you do go through too many teleporters, I believe it is 64, it can crash the game. I am a little bit concerned about the end of the game with this party, though, just because of how dependent it is on magic. This party is very dependent on magic, and the final dungeon is extremely long. There's a lot of just regular treasure up here, too. I'm also a little concerned that I haven't seen the enemy with Rub Touch yet. This is the enemy. This is the enemy in the vanilla game that has Rub Touch. Rub is the instant death spell of the game. So they can. So in the vanilla game, they can instant kill you with their physical attacks, which is just lovely. I don't need 3 katanas, game. Aha! So Sea Shrine is looking like a really good play right now. Once I run around the world and get spells and key items and whatnot. So that ferry will go to Gaia, and that ferry will give me the Oxyale, which will get me into the Sea Shrine. But I am going to look into as many key item locations as possible first, because I would very much prefer to be in Go mode going into those dungeons. Because there are a lot of very irritating chests. Plus, we don't have the key yet. The Mystic Key is a very big reason that I haven't gone into dungeons, into, like, Sea Shrine and whatnot yet. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. Very surprised that the Mystic Key hasn't turned up yet. The Crown hasn't turned up yet either. So... let's go ahead and get the waterfall out of the way. There's 6 treasure chests and a key item back here. And I don't remember finding anything important in the volcano. So when I go back to the volcano, I won't have to check the chests again. I can go... Well, no, there's a few treasure vaults that I still have to check down there, but I checked most of them. And on the final floor, there's only one. And thank goodness for warp, too, because I won't have to walk back either. Not having to walk back out of dungeons is saving so much time. There will be a spike tile here. Was that a max damage nuke? That was a max damage nuke. Ah, the ruby, so now I can check the Titan's Trove. Nothing else terribly helpful. Let's get out of here. But we did find the ruby, which lets us check 4 chests. in an area that I was planning on going over to anyway, and Ares is critically low on HP. So I think next I'm gonna go ahead and just cash in this ruby for the 4 chests behind it. For the 4 chests behind the Titan. The odds of the ruby actually being required are pretty small. And there's the dock that's added in open progression mode. There are a couple additional docks in the North Continent that are added. But thankfully the airship was actually available. So you don't have to go sailing around the entire world, just the south half of it. I am gonna run over to Gaia real quick, though. Because I need to go over here eventually. Not helpful. Wrong slot. And the only black spells that I'm interested in are level 8, because red wizards can't learn spells that high. Cat Claw would be nice. Nope, of course not. But I will jump back here and check the level 8 black spell real quick. Nothing helpful. And red wizards can't learn level 8 spells of either kind. That adamantite is gonna stay right there. There is one key item that winds up in the shop, but the adamantite's not actually helpful because we don't have a fighter. The adamantite is used to create the Excalibur, which is the second strongest piece of equipment in the game. As far as a weapon goes, but only a knight can equip it, and we did not roll a fighter. Alright, so now I can get into Sea Shrine later. Next... Still don't have the slab. I'm really curious where this crown is at. Yeah, let's just go ahead and cash in this key item. I've definitely lost more than one race because I forgot about this location. And this had the thing I needed to finish the game. Just another ribbon. And that's valuable, but... That's valuable, but it wasn't what I was looking for. So I'll go ahead and just cash in this ruby to see if there's anything behind it. It's pretty unlikely that there's something required back here, but it's a pretty quick check. Oh, another Fade Helmet. Okay. Hi. This is incredibly silly. I mean, it wasn't required, but it was really, really helpful. So now I can just take care of basically any encounter now. Because I have double Fade Helmets. What is this seed? So it looks like we're looking for We've got most of the key items that we can check. Let's go to Ice Cave. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go to Ice Cave and finish up Mount Galug. There's a lot of treasure in here, too. And we're pretty armed to the teeth at this point. We're just looking for the last couple things we need to beat the game. Like, one of the big things we're missing is the crown. We need crown, we need slab. Is it just crown and slab? It might just be crown and slab. Because we have loot. We need chime also. Chime, cube, crown, and slab. That chest in the center of the room there is incentivized. That's the reason why we're coming here. That's not even the incentive chest. That was in a random chest. So now I can go get the key and claim another incentive item. That was a really good find. Like, that was a really good find. I'm probably gonna finish up Galug while I'm here. At least these aren't frost dragons. Oh, not that. But I think as far as combat goes, we're basically set. I think the only other thing that I could possibly want that I don't have already is maybe Cure 4. Alright, nothing down there. But now that I have the crown, I can go do the trading sequence to get the key. That's going to open up another key item location in the Cornelia Vault. 11 other locations. The key opens up tons and tons of locations. A little low on health, though. Yeah, and now as you can see, my, Sasti is starting to get spell charges. Why are wizards so fast? But we should be in pretty good shape. It's just tracking down the last couple of items. That's where the Frost Dragons went. Alright, and what's our incentive item? I'll take it, but a little disappointed with that. I mean, we got the crown, though. So I'll go over to the Northwest Castle and get the key real quick. Yeah, this has been great. Bye, Astos. Wait, why am I back here? That treasure vault's locked by the key. I need to come back here. So now I gotta do this little trading sequence. I have to run the crystal up to Matoya, who gives me the herb. The herb I can take back to the castle, back to the prince in Elfland, who gives me the mystic key. So now there's a fistful of overworld checks I can do. And that's one of the things we need to complete the game. Actually, I think some of this stuff I can just junk. Alright, so now there is a incentive item back here. Not in the town, it's in the castle itself. I said not in the town. There's an incentivized item in this in the treasure vault that is locked by the mystic key. Bingo. So now I can get to Lethene, and there's going to be another key item back there. So now I can fly over to Melman, get the slab translated. Whoops. One tile too close. Talk to Dr. Oon, get the slab translated, then I can go to Melman and get the... So let's go ahead and just go up to Lethene. Or actually, before I go to Lethene, I'm gonna finish out this continent. Did I go too far east? Oh, I went way too far east. Let's go ahead and get the volcano done. Let's save first. Yeah, let's go ahead and just finish the volcano now. Now that we have pro rings and we're a lot stronger. So I think there were some treasure vaults towards the end that I didn't get the chance to check. Like, I think I checked that one. I don't think this one got checked. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me. They're fast, jeez. Now those purrings that I get don't completely block death attacks. They give me a lot of resistance to them, but it's not a complete block. I do have a couple ribbons, though, so the characters that are really important, I have them. Namely the characters with the highest DPS. Now, on the 5th floor, there is one chest I need to check. You can incentivize that chest, but it's not necessary. But by default, it's not incentivized. It really depends on how many items you put in the incentivized item pool. In this flag set, there are quite a few more incentive items or incentive chests than there are incentive items, or incentive items than incentive chests rather. So, oh geez, I'm almost dead. Should probably fix that. Most of my party's actually in really sad shape. What those ribbons do is it lets me resist a lot of enemies' special attacks, which is very important for Temple of Fiends Revisited. Alright, so there wasn't too much in Galug. So let's go ahead and just go off carry real quick. Emphasis on real quick. I'm a little worried about Kraken, though, because Kraken can potentially one-shot these characters. This fight actually lasted 2 turns with this setup? Okay. Orb! So that's 2 orbs. So now... Tower... Yeah, let's go ahead and just get the slab translated now. But yeah, I got a first strike. I'm just gonna flee. Because my levels should be good for Chaos. And I'll just naturally gain a few more as I fight stuff in the other dungeon. Like, I have 2 dungeons to do still. And there's the chime. I'll go ahead and check this just in case. Okay, stop. Not a useful spell. So there's the chime to get in Mirage Tower. So I think all we need is Cube. I think once we find Cube, we're in go mode. I'm gonna go up to the top of the Sea Shrine, I think, because I get the feeling that's where Cube is. Like, I just can't help but feel it's where it is. Because we have Oxyel for Sea Shrine. And that dungeon's beatable. Didn't think there was anything helpful there. Had to look, though. So, into Sea Shrine we go. And this is the part of the run where Ares is going to start to shine. Because we have lots and lots of physical damage now. It's especially when you get into about the 30s in level is when Black Belt / Master really starts to shine. I am a smidge concerned about some of the late game bosses. And with this party, the TOFR is going to really come down to conservation of resources. Alright, let's see what's up here. Can you get out of my way, please? Masamune. That's nice, but... that's not what I'm looking for. So that means that... adamantite chest is looking likely. Wait, I don't have the cube yet. I don't have the cube yet. There's no way it can be... there's no way it can be there. All I'm looking for is cube. Not that. It's gonna be in some random chest. Yeah, this means it's in a random chest someplace. This could be a very fun search. Yeah, so the last thing that I need is not at a key item location, because I've checked all the key item locations that I can get to without the equipment I have right now. I mean, the Masamune is going to make Chaos a lot easier. But I am gonna have to check all the items on the way down the sea shrine now. It's gonna be garbage. It's gonna be garbage, but you gotta be sure. I should probably start running from these lobsters because they have stone touch. And I haven't found the shop with soft potions. Oh, I missed one. Oh, not on this floor. That one chest is on... I think it's downstairs. Unrunnable. The second Fade Helmet is making a humongous difference. Hey, look, a Pro Cape I don't need. Should be fine. I believe this is the floor that has that one chest on it. There is a key-locked single chest in here that no one wants to check because it takes a while to get to, and just no one wants to check it. Oh, there it is! Found it! That is the last thing we need to complete the game. We are now in Go mode. Can you not kill a Sasti, please? So now I have no need to check chests anymore. But yeah, that's it. We have everything we need. I mean, there's still a couple things out there that would be nice to have, but I'm not going to look for them. Like, the third ribbon would be nice to have, but 2 should be good enough. The thing I'm worried about is the final descent into TOFR. But that descent, no matter what levels you're at and what party you have, is always a giant question mark. But I do want to make sure I am at absolutely full health before going to fight Kraken. Although I don't think it's going to wind up mattering, because Kraken hits really friggin' hard. Like I said, he hits really hard. But we hit harder because we have Master with Fast. Also, Orb! So that's the third Orb. Just one more to go, and it's in the Sky Castle. I don't think I have ever seen this encounter before. Why are ankylosaurs so fast in this seed? Did I miss the entrance? I think I just missed the entrance to the Mirage Tower. There it is. Now we're good. Alright, since there's nothing else I need to beat the game, I can just head straight for the end. At least I'm fast enough that I can take care of these guys now. Just, those things are terrifying, please go away. Yeah, I don't think levels are going to be an issue. Nah, I'll gain a significant number of them on the way down. And then the trip up the Sky Castle should be a piece of cake also. Shouldn't be too bad. And I do apologize if this does wind up putting us way ahead of schedule. This did wind up being a relatively easy seed. Alright. Wow, that didn't take care of that Naga? Okay. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of damage. Especially after casting fast. For Chaos, we should be fine. Masamune is probably actually better damage than Fade at this point for single target. There is a lot of treasure up here. I think Sky Castle has something like 50 chests in it. Well, Mirage Tower plus Sky Castle has 50 chests, but we don't need to check any of them. Because we have everything we need. And then we go down 2 intersections, and then right 2. This is also something that you can randomize, is the maze on the 4th floor. Alright. Alright. We have arrived at the Bridge of Destiny. No war mech, please? So the reason why this is called the Bridge of Destiny is because this is where the most powerful random encounter in the game, war mech, can appear. He can decimate parties of pretty much any level. He has a 1 in 64 chance to show up. Hopefully there aren't too many unrunnables in TOFR. So I think my strategy at this point, since I have Masamune and a very high-level master, is my boss strategy is going to change. Instead of using spells, I'm going to just use physical attacks. Alright. That's good enough. So now my strategy is going to be casting fast on both my frontliners. And there is the 4th orb. So now the only thing we have left to do is go to the bottom of the Temple of Fiends Revisited and defeat Chaos and break the time loop. What's my supply of heal potions like? I'm gonna go fix that. Because I really want to have absolutely maximum healing supplies available. Just fill up on everything, basically. And I wasn't kidding when I said we would have a ton of useless money at the end of the seed. And that'll take us to 99. I'm gonna hit up the inn real quick, and then we'll be on our way. So now, once we're in TOFR, I'm gonna be running from as many battles as possible. Just trying to conserve resources for unrunnables and just other truly dangerous encounters. I forgot that bad men were called okay men. I don't know what the... Gas dragons... At least they're runnable. So then there will be another spike tile here that just has an eye instead of... Huh, that's funny. That's a phantom instead, and they use the same sprite, it's just a recolor. So then this is where the loot gets used. And then we can start heading downstairs. I'm not terribly interested in fighting enemies down here. 36 should be more than enough levels to beat Chaos. Alright, so we're past a lot of the dangerous floors now. On this floor we're going to be running into a bunch of enemies from the Earth Cave. Oh, one intersection too early. Alright, I'll heal up before Lich 2. I'm going to be using a very similar strategy on all 4 of them. Poisoned is fine. Perfect. 1 down, 3 to go. So I'm only really going to use spell charges on runnables. But we are getting very close to the end. Are there anything but Grey Worms down here? I swear there are other encounters down here. So as you might expect, the rest of the elemental fiends are down here. Health is... I'll heal up before... It's not over yet. There's still things that can go horribly wrong. Like Kraken one-shotting Nand, which can happen. Because Kraken 2 does an absolutely insane amount of damage. Can do like 700 damage. It's absolutely crazy. So this is another case where I'm going to just heal up to absolutely full. Alright, Kraken 2. This is where things can get scary. This is a problem. Kraken has so much evasion. Like, Kraken has so much evasion that I can't even hit him. Okay, this is salvageable. That was way scarier than it needed to be. I'm gonna save the rest of my charges, I think. Yeah, we had a pretty quick seed. But that, like, Nan getting one-shotted was a huge concern I had going into that fight. And this is why it's not over until it's over, because very, very bad things can happen here. So then after this, we'll have Tiamat 2. Tiamat 2 can be brutal as well, but not typically, she's not nearly as bad as Kraken 2. I am going to get healed up the rest of the way, though. I'm going to be employing the same strategy that I did with Kraken 2. Oh, nuclear. Lovely. Tiamat got Warmech script. Come on, Ares. Can you take this thing out, please? Thank you. Cool. Alright, that was also quite a bit scarier than it needed to be. Unrunnable. Evil men being unrunnable is mildly annoying. Alright, no more random encounters. The only thing standing between the end of our journey and us is chaos. And I can use the rest of my heal 2 charges as well, because life cannot be used in battle. And then 1 Cure 3 charge here and there should take care of the rest of it. This is about as good as we're gonna get. Wow. That's a final fight. Yeah, the final fight's not chaos, it's actually pulled from a number of different things. I need to take these guys out as quickly as possible. Also, time should be coming up. It'll be when the last war mech is terminated. Like when you see terminated time. All right.
Very nice run. Very nice run.
It was so. The end of that was so scary. It wound up being more of a difficult scavenger hunt for the stuff that I needed to beat the game, rather than combat being difficult. Because I got a lot of really, really broken items within the first 5 minutes of the game. But now, the only thing that we have left is the stats, and then I'll be ready to pass it on to MASH, but I do want to see the stats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Nice. Dang, 14,842 steps? That's crazy.
2 deaths.
Close calls. Wow.
Yeah, that's close calls is the number of times that I ran from battle.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Because, I mean, that's most of the time the best way to just end combat quickly. I want to give a couple shout-outs. First of all, to Entroper for creating this, and just the FFR dev team in general. But a special shout-out to Trenton GL. I'm a little disappointed he couldn't be here. He was supposed to be on the mic with me, but a couple of things came up and he couldn't make it.
Ah.
But overall, I'm very happy with how this went. Admittedly, I got a little bit lucky finding the cube when I did. But Saskia, I'm glad you had fun with it. This was a lot of fun, and I'm going to be handing it over to MASH. MASH is going to be running a couple of games, including Symphony of the Night Randomizer, which I've never seen before, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then after his runs, I'll be back with some Legend of Zelda Randomizer, one of the classics, one of the first randomizers that really took off.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Definitely looking forward to that, and we'll pass it over, get that going